And welcome back. Well, the #1 factor that makes our skin look older is sun damage. Joining us with some interesting results from an Olay sun survey and tips to protect our skin is a leading New York dermatologist, Dr. Elizabeth Hale. Good morning to you, doctor.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Let's hear a little bit about this study, this Olay sun study, because oftentimes we sort of associate sun exposure with warm weather, being outside, and this is really about this incidental sun exposure, correct?
Exactly. So this was a recent study performed by Olay in conjunction with Harvard Medical School and a personal genetics company called 23andMe. And they examined women throughout many decades of life of many different skin types and ethnicities. And they found that sun exposure is the leading cause of aging of the skin. What they did is they took skin samples from areas that are typically covered, like the buttocks, and they compared those with areas that are exposed every day, like skin samples from the face. Areas that are covered age at a much slower rate. In fact, in this study, the skin samples taken from the buttocks appeared about 20 years younger than skin on the exposed areas like the face, suggesting that we really do need to protect ourselves from the sun every day.
Wow. That's I think that's fascinating, but it really goes to show, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of skin type you have, that this is something we need to really take consideration of, is protecting ourselves. So why protect specifically against incidental sun exposure, and what exactly is it?
So I'm glad you asked. You're right that I think most Americans, when they think about sun exposure and the need for sunscreen, they think about going to the beach or the pool. And of course, it's very important there. But what incidental sun exposure is the exposure that we get every single day just by doing our normal activities. So by walking to the office or going to the park, walking out for lunch, going to a kid's game, even being inside a car or an office through a window, because an average woman gets about 840 minutes of sun exposure, which is like 14 hours of sun exposure every week without even thinking about it. So this is why we really want to incorporate a good broad spectrum product into our daily routine so we can minimize that exposure and slow down that skin aging process.
So when you say adding something into our skincare routine, are you saying every day put something on, whether it's our arms, our neck, our face, places that do see the light, that have some SPF in it?
Exactly. So every day, kind of just like brushing your teeth, you should apply a broad spectrum sunscreen product. One that I like is Olay Regenerist Micro-Sculpting Cream, which is SPF 30. And I tell my patients to apply a product like this on exposed areas. So, you know, in the summertime at the beach, of course, you want to stay covered as much as possible and protect all of your skin. But just on a regular day, going to work or going to the park, the exposed areas, so the face, the neck, the décolleté, the back of the hands, these are areas that are exposed every day. And because of that, they tend to age at a more quicker pace.
I think about that a lot when driving, just your hands on the steering wheel, and sometimes, you know, you get the freckled spots on your hands. But aside from applying daily SPF, what else can we do to help women and everyone look a little bit more ageless?
So daily sunscreen is definitely the #1 anti-aging factor, but other steps we can take: try to avoid direct sunlight on our skin as much as possible, so those peak hours from 10 to 2 when the sun's rays are strongest. And then try to get in the habit of keeping a hat on and sunglasses. I personally wear sunglasses year-round, even when it's raining in New York, because this damage is really cumulative, and the best we can protect our skin, the nicer that our skin will age.
That's great. Thanks so much for joining us. Where can we go for more information, doctor?
For more information about the study or about Olay Regenerist Micro-Sculpting Cream, one can go to their website, olay.com.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Happy summer to you.
Thanks for having me. You too.